guys, working on a 2001 Suburban 1500. Gonna do a wheel bearing. I mean, this thing is dang near ready to fall off. And then let me show you inner tie rod as well. So I just picked up this Flexzilla impact. Menards had them on clearance with the airline. Here, I'll show you. Menards had this whole kit on clearance. It's came with a 50-foot 3/8 airline and the high flow fittings and the impact for 70 bucks. I wanted to buy all three of them, but I just got one. I think it's rated at 800 foot-pounds. So we'll see how it works. It's a lot smaller than my Milwaukee. Probably don't need to use it on these plastic caps. Just do Worked a little harder than my Milwaukee. Brakes are still good. He didn't damage his brakes. The funny thing is, we just did new wheel speed sensors on this 2 months ago. And I always check wheel bearings and everything and they were fine. That's crazy. Alright, I'm going to remove. Turn this out so I can see. Now those are 18. Yeah, 18 millimeter. I need to get myself some shallow impacts. I don't like using the chrome 12 points on when I'm using the impact. It's a easy way to strip things out. Now I can just take this whole bracket and everything, pads, flop it off to the side. Got that thing shot as well. Let's get a nice little coating there. See if I can at least get a couple of these with the impact. If I got enough room. They aren't budging. I don't know, I want to strip it. Alright, I'm just going to have to put a wrench on there, loosen them up with a hammer. Anyone know a better way to do this? Go ahead and leave a comment and let me know, because see if I can get the socket on there. Well, little guy's letting me down right now. Let's see if my IR titanium will get it. This thing's old and wore out though, so probably not. Did the trick. Got it out. We'll say the Flexzilla is a medium duty impact. I think this is wedged in there now. There we go. Socket staying there for a minute. Let's get this dust shield off. Thick. .35 millimeter. We're good there. Let's do a little massage in here. I need a magnetic work light. There you go. So if I really have a stuck wheel bearing, sometimes I'll screw it in enough to where almost all the threads are engaged, leaving about a 1/4 inch. And then I'll go at it with the air hammer and try to push it out, at least to get it started. That did work. Let me get that out of there quick. I'm going to reuse this bolt on the other side. All right, that trick pretty much popped it out. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna undo this ABS sensor now. There you go. One wheel bearing removed. So now I gotta change this. And I'm gonna do the inner and outer tie rod. Some people like to take off the whole unit as one. A little more accurate way is to loosen up your jam nut and count how many times it takes to unspin that. And that's what I'm going to do. Well, I have to do a voiceover because my batteries died on my wireless mic. Here I'm just using a self-adjusting pipe wrench I got from Home Depot to loosen up the jam nut. And then I'm going to take the nut off on the bottom of the tie rod, 17 millimeters, and then you hit the knuckle with a hammer. It'll help loosen that tapered stud, and you can just tap it on the bottom. It'll pop right out. And now you want to count how many times you have to spin it to remove it. Mine was 25. Yours may be different. I ended up doing the other side. It was 22. And then I used the same pipe wrench to remove the inner tie rod end. A little harder to get into, but there's enough room. You could probably use a regular pipe wrench. Took a little muscle, but it came off. Here I'm using my new part. It's a Moog. I only prefer to use Moog. It's worth the extra few bucks you spend on it. You just throw it in there by hand and you'll tighten it. The grease fitting on that is on the actual part that you're screwing it into, and it feeds into that joint. And then here you spin it back on. This I had to do it 25 times. Your new outer tie rod comes with a hardware kit, so don't reuse the old stuff. It has a new cotter key, castle nut, and grease fitting. So make sure you use the new stuff, and don't forget to grease everything when you're done. So I don't know how much you heard, but my battery died on my microphone while I was doing this. .44 foot-pounds, and then you got to line up the hole, which is perfect. Alright, that's the installation of the inner and outer. I'll grease them real quick. They don't take a ton of grease. You don't want it spitting out the sides or anything. Doing sway bar links too. This one doesn't even have a nut on the top. Next time I'll just get the torches out. Again, I'm going to use the Moog sway bar links. The washer goes in each side bushing. Put the sandwich 2 bushings on the first one, put that through. And this one is like a nut washer thing built in, and that goes on the top. Alright, well, now the battery died on my camera, so I'm going back old school to my phone. But I clean the inside of that with a wire brush and the mating surface. Anti-seize is your friend here. So don't be shy with it. Put it on the shafts, for the splines. Don't forget to put the backing plate on there. And almost all new wheel bearings these days come with your ABS sensors. I try to pull them in all in a sequence, not all at once. That way I don't get it bound up in there. We got that ball joint stud sticking down. And then the axle bow where the CV is. And I couldn't get that socket on there. I got it on now. It's always the dumbest things that hang you up. There. And I will torque all these down. Torque. That's tight. Just gonna smear a little bit of anti-seize in here too. What's up, buddy?
Not much, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Better when this thing's done. Are we doing both inner and outer on both sides? They sent us the parts for both, so you can return those. And we are just gotta do the sway bar link on the other side, and this is done.
I'll be quiet so you can record.
No, you're good. Need some comic relief. They're bored out of their mind watching me do this. All right, this side's wrapped up. Jam nuts tight. So that's pretty much it. We did unit bearing, inner and outer drag, tie rod, and sway bar link. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Make sure you subscribe if you like. I'm gonna do videos like this as well as working on my truck. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Let me know down in the comments if you're gonna try it. We will see you next time.